There it is. What's up,
Thank you, sir.
everybody? How you doing? Um, yeah, DAOur time. Let's go. We had Hernani scheduled to talk a little bit today about land rentals, but he kind of canceled last minute, and so I think that's going to be next week. Um, and you guys talked a little bit about. I mean, we have been talking about the collateral withdrawal. That was the only other discussion I think Ace had mentioned. But there are 3 proposals that are live right now. Let me just post the links. Yeah, they're in this post right here. The numbers have changed a little bit since I posted that, but there is Gachi and the Sandbox expansion and maintenance renewal proposal by the Gachi Farmy. 85% quorum reached and it ends in 6 days. Then there's small funding request for Grid Gladiator V1 by Zygo. 87% quorum reached, ends in 6 days. And then last we have Agate 133 funding renewal proposal for Pixelcraft Studios 2024-2025. 73% quorum reach, and that ends in 4 days as well. And that's it for the proposals. Yeah, the links are right there in that post. But we do have 2 DAO funded games on the call right now. So I think, are you guys going to talk a little bit? Do you have some updates, Laggin or Thrax?
I'm ready to go. Thrax,
Hey, welcome, sir.
Unless you want to go first, I could share a little something.
Sure, go for it.
All right, let's do this. Share my
No
screen.
Rickroll though. Yeah.
No, you guys already been rickrolled enough for one day, I'd say.
Was that? Did you do that on purpose? You had to have done that on purpose. There's no way you had that tab
No
just
one
open, right?
rickrolls not on purpose.
Yeah.
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
All right, let's go live. Should be showing Unity. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you really like behind the scenes, like so you can see exactly what's going on. You know, I've shared a lot of videos before, little snippets here and there, and basically showing the awesome parts. So you guys are gonna see like the not so awesome parts, like really get an idea where we are and why we're over time budget. Honestly, you know, we delivered the SDK on time, 4 months, but like I said this before, the original intention and what we said in the prop was that we were going to take the demo mode that we made and we were just going to make that into a co-op experience, basically add multiplayer functionality, and that's it. But you're going to see right now that we went like completely the other direction and we really went overboard with gameplay, and it's a completely different game, it's a completely different mode. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys really what's going on, and excuse me if there's a little bit of bugs here and there. There's definitely one major bug that's going to occur after a specific event in the game, which you're going to see right now. So we'll try to play up until that point and see how it goes. All right.
Can I just Thrax is saying, can you maximize the main UI?
Yeah, definitely going to.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, and I'm gonna be like really looking at this screen right now. So if there's any questions, I'm really not gonna see them. Maybe you guys could relay that to me later on.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so let me just play this. Okay, start the game. I'm gonna close this. So these intro scenes need a lot of work, as you can see. The lobby needs work. I'm just gonna create a one-player game right now. We're gonna get into it. All right, so we're taken to this scene here where it's your team select scene. Also needs a little bit of work, but we do have the UI up and working. So I've loaded this whale wallet here so you can have some cool gotchis to play with. We'll take him. let's take this guy because he's got the spirit sword. That's a nice weapon. And let's get that godlike character. Where's there? Is fake overload. Whoop. Load. Okay. And here you can see their stats before choosing and going into the game. So let's start.
Every beginning is sacred. Walk wisely.
Okay, so you have this sort of guiding voice. You guys can hear the game sounds, yeah?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, so he's sort of, I'm calling him the Whispering Way. He's going to be like sort of your narrator or guide. He's going to drop wisdom on you as you progress and basically help you uncover the secrets of the DAO. That's sort of the theme of the game right now. And he's also going to be dropping like subtle hints as to what's going on in the game. Okay, so we're going to drop our three gachis in. And as they drop, you notice they start to reveal the location of certain loot types around them. Okay. All right, so the goal is to upgrade your altar. Here you can see that it contains 0 of all the different types. And normally it tells you how much is needed for the next update. I can tell you it's 2 FUD is for the first update, but it's not showing on the first level for some reason. Something we need to fix. So I need FUD basically. So I'm going to start collecting FUD. And you do that by placing harvesters on FUD. All right. And now this guy can get hit. Perfect. I landed a critical attack there. You'll notice that you have your critical damage, and then you have your luck stat, which is based on your brain. And based on your luck, you may or may not land a critical shot, which does increase damage. All right, now I can end turn. And now I have the 2 FUD that I need, so I'll be able to upgrade my altar. But I need to protect it from this guy, and that's going to be pretty easy. So how am I going to do this? Okay, this guy's going to shield that harvester. Then this guy is going to move over here. But as you can see, I've collected 2 FUD, but it's not in the harvester yet. So I got to deposit it. So this guy's going to come over here, and you can deposit the alchemica from any harvester that's on the screen. So you go to deposit.
Hey,
And now
can you turn the game audio down a little bit because it's louder than you? That's what they're saying in the chat.
I'm just gonna speak up louder in that case. Can you guys hear me better like this?
Yeah, I mean it's good for me, yeah, but that's just what I'm getting from the
It's
chat.
gonna be an issue. I'm gonna try to yell. All right. So look, I deposited, and now you can see the alchemica moved from here to the altar. So now I can upgrade. Okay. So now we're level 2, and we got this little power up that loaded. It's mana. The information is still not there. Basically, the mana gives you an extra move. So to start off with, every character has these 2 dots underneath them. That's 2 mana points. They can do 2 actions, any 2 actions: move, hit, deposit, whatever. So I'm gonna go for this third one right now. Oh, actually, not right now. End turn. Okay, a little bit of bug there. The bullet went through everything. Okay. So now I'm going to move over here. I just noticed another bug. These 2 guys are the same dude. That's a new one. Okay, so I need to shield this. All right, that's protected. Now I need to get FOMO. It's telling me I need 2 FUD and 2 FOMO. So I need to find the FOMO. And one thing you can do is you can take a look at this mini map up here. If you've ever revealed FOMO before, you'll notice that it's there on the map. So once I get my bearings, yeah, the FOMO is on C7. But I come over here, C7, that's where it is. This guy can come over here, place the harvester. Okay. And this guy still has a couple of moves. I'm going to pick this up. Okay, he got the third mana right now. So he can do 2 more moves. He's gonna move down here and hit this guy. Alright, turn. Okay, so we still only have 1 phono, and we need 2 for the upgrade. So I need to end turn 1 more time, but I gotta protect these harvesters. A couple of ways to do this. How am I gonna do this actually? I'm just gonna tank this shot right here. So that's 1. This guy's still being attacked from this side though. So I gotta deal with that somehow. I'm going to shield it as well. And then this guy's gonna get hit. Okay. And I have 2 more moves, so I'm gonna get closer to the altar. And I'm gonna stop there. Nice. He evaded. All right. The evasion also works based on your luck, which is your brain. Okay, now I have enough alchemica for the upgrade. I need to deposit it and do the upgrade, but as you can see, there's a lot of action going on that I need to take care of first. So actually, I might just let it happen so you guys can see. I'm gonna deposit with this guy. Okay. And then I'm gonna hit this guy with the saw. You can see the saw does like sort of like a cleave damage. Boom, critical hit. This guy's gonna hit twice over here with the energy gun. Take him out. Now I got the necessary alch in the altar, ready for the upgrade. So let's do it. Told me to quiet my mind. Okay. So now we're level 3, and this new power up came. It says movement range. Okay, that's good. Let's go get it. Okay, I don't have enough moves. And this guy's too far away. So I'll end turn. Oh, who's this? So this is the event, guys. It's the boss. He's saying, hey, friends, Cider Dan here. So Cider Dan is going to be the boss. Burp. Bet you're expecting the other guy, huh? You might not know this, but this whole world of yours, I created it. Hiccup. Coder? He's more like the stage curtain to my spotlight, a shiny wrapper, if you will. But me, I'm the real gift. I've debugged the system long enough, though. The way is old news, friend. The DAO is chaos. And now, it's time to embrace the wrecked. Okay, so he's got his little message. We're going to skip. See what he does. So he starts off by rugging the whole Alchemica grid. He basically shifts all of the Alchemica around to new locations. So now it all changed on your map. And any harvester that you had placed before, if the Alchemica shifted, basically it's a dud now, and it's going to explode the next round. All right, so we got to deal with Cider Dan right now. And that's the event basically that triggers the game ending bug. So expect it at any moment right now. I'm going to keep going until it happens, basically. All right. I'll just play a little bit so you can see what Cider Dan's attacks look like. And move out of the way. This thing's going to explode, dealing damage to both of these, so it's good. Oh, yeah. And you got to make sure to protect the altar. That's basically game over if they destroy it. So Dan did one of his first attacks, which is an auto attack. His behavior is different than all the other enemies because he's a Gachi. He's not a liquidator. So he doesn't telegraph that melee. If you get too close to him, he's just going to smack you. All right. I'm going to keep moving out of the way just so we can see his other attacks. And no reason not to hit this guy. So I can show you what the spirit shield, spirit sword does. Yeah, see? If you attack within range of anything friendly, it gives it a shield. All right, so let me end turn. All right, so here comes Cider Dan's next attack. You see he's got these beer bottles, beer mugs circling around him. And he's about to hit these like sort of sort of like a castle attack in chess. All these tiles are gonna get hit. So I just got to really move out of the way here again, and I want to protect the altar from this guy. He's dead. Okay, so in turn, he's gonna shoot the beer out. Boom. Yeah, so anything that gets hit by that takes damage. And there he auto attacked our harvester. So this is his next attack right here. You see this? It's like an omni full range. He can hit you at any point with these like missiles. I'll move out of the way. Save this guy. I'll show you what it's like. Basically, he's gonna drop a huge mug of beer on your head. There it is. But you can also do something here. So he's got 4 of these sort of lasers or whatever. If you hit him, he drops one. I can hit him again, but I might destroy my own altar, but let's see. Yeah, see, he loses a laser each time. We're going to get hit now, so just show you guys. Nope. That's it. Game over. He destroyed the altar. All right. So yeah, this is a bunch of nonsense at the end here. The game over. We still didn't add that, but that's basically what it's going to be like. That's it, folks. And just I'll end the stream right there.
Amazing.
We've been working hard, man. We've been working hard, like day in and day out, and like I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Like as you can see, the game is like it was playable and it's been playable for a really long time, and we're still adding more things because each time I test it out, like I feel like it could be better, and we should try new things, and it kind of like one thing leads to the other, you know. When soon, really soon. Like we're ironing out like a few bugs right now. Honestly, I'll say this: like the idea was to give you guys a multiplayer game because the plan was to do this iterative approach, right? Like each time we like ask for funding and create something new, build upon what we did last time. We're not wasting time and effort. So yeah, build co-op multiplayer as the stepping stone for PvP. I really want to get to PvP, but to be honest, in my opinion, and I know it's coming late, but I realized midway through that the game is, at least to me personally, it's not as fun as a co-op game. Uh, it may be just because there's so many bugs and stuff like that, but for me, I really love that I have full control of all the gotchis, and I can like create these really strategic moves where like I'm being super tactical and I use this guy to block a shot sometimes. That when you're dealing with another person, you have to kind of like be able to communicate all these things. So we're working on like an in-game system where you can do specific emotes that communicate important information. Like you can tag something and be like, I got it, something like that.
Will
Yeah,
make it relatively easy.
that too. But I mean, it's hard to find, to be honest, like with the limited player base right now, it's hard to find a partner, first of all, sometimes, and second of all, there might be an issue with a mic, or he doesn't have a mic or whatever. So
Yeah, true.
I personally enjoy playing the single player experience so far, and it's basically ready to go. Like I got a few things to touch up, as you guys can see, the little bit menu stuff in the beginning, the game over scene at the end, and a little bit of ironing out bugs. There's this one bug that we didn't see. Thank God. It just crashes Unity, and it happens after the boss arrives. But nothing that a day of focused effort won't. You know what I mean? Fix.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
No, it's a beautiful game, dude. Like I love it. Like visually, it's so nice, and the audio is awesome. Is that all face?
No, the the
Ah,
the Cider Dan is face though. Face plays Cider Dan.
cider down. No, I mean like the music and stuff.
Those are
Like
yeah.
Oh yeah, the
But
music's all
I
good.
love
Yeah,
I
I
love
thought
to
you meant
see
the
how
voice.
the game has evolved though. That's the coolest part right now. Like it doesn't even look like the first version that was playable, you know? Like it
not
feels
at
like a
all, man.
continuation of it, which is kind of cool. Like that's I don't play many games, but the games that I do play, like that's kind of what makes you appreciate them, or like you kind of like stick with them because you like see them evolve as time goes by. So it's like this is the closest I've been to that process. So it's like it's really cool to see our DAO like doing those kind of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's really like it's evolved so much since the first. I can't
Yeah,
like the
man.
first version
First
is
time
like
I saw
you
it,
should
it's
honestly do
insane.
it how it started and how it's going post, because like the first iteration of this game is like it was like great. I remember everything was like super simple and one fixed view, and if you wanted to move, you would like click, and everything was clunky. You really should do
Yeah,
one of those posts.
yeah. I have a bunch of the old videos, even before like the demo release of like when I was like, oh man, the game's coming along. I was so happy. I remember like when like the characters were like moving around instead of just like you'd like click move and then you click where you want him to go. He would just whoop, appear there. I remember like being so happy when he actually moved there, like meh, meh, meh. So I still have all those videos saved, and yeah, I'll do something. I'll make a little montage so you guys can see how far we've come.
Oh yeah, man. Nice work, man.
Excellent.
Honestly, like amazing work.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everyone's just saying when. So like when?
When? Really soon. We have actually we have a web build up right now on our Twitch, but on our itch, sorry, not our Twitch. Um, but there's a little bit of an issue. Again, there's always an issue, right? So we have some issue with like the pathfinding. It's like one specific weird thing is not working. So it's like probably within like a couple days, I'm gonna drop a link for you guys to try this out. I know I've said this before, but we're not wasting time. I just want you guys to know that we're working hard every day, and yeah, soon, like really soon, you guys are gonna have the single player version up and running because honestly, like the multiplayer and syncing everything, like there's a lot of stuff to sync. You know what I mean? And sometimes like you get into a situation where my game thinks you're on one tile and you're actually on another tile and stuff like that. So we're working that out.
Okay, but
So
bro, the people are hungry for like a bit more of a specific. So like this month, next month, this year, what are we thinking? Like just vague.
not this year for sure. This month, like that's really like, I mean, very possible for the single player. Definitely, definitely very possible. I won't say that. I won't say 100%. Like let's say like 98% yes within like before the end of October for the single player. It's done. You know.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then the
Okay.
multiplayer, like soon after that, I would say probably like a matter of like weeks. I'm not talking months after that, like a week, 2 weeks, something like that.
Hell yeah, man.
Fantastic. Do you see Coda Dan had a question in the chat. It says, do you plan to have in-game badges and achievements?
Yes, and I mean that's something that we need to discuss with the Pixelcraft and see how we're gonna tie this into like the Geist system and stuff like that, right?
Yep. Yeah, we are building like the Avagachi gaming console exactly for this purpose. So you can give out badges and achievements and NFTs, whatever you want to give out when someone achieves something in your game. We'll have
Yeah,
all that minting like handled for you.
perfect. Yeah, because we definitely want to do something which is what you get at the end of and like the whole theme of the game is you're trying to uncover the secrets of the DAO, the great mysterious DAO, right? Upgrade your altar to level 9 to get whatever you're gonna get. So there's gonna be something that you're gonna get. At the end of the demo, we gave away the solo skin. Obviously, solo is not anywhere to be seen anymore right now in the demo, in this version.
Solo.
Sorry, was someone say something? I heard another
I
voice.
just said, no, where'd Solo go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring Solo back. Yeah, he's not gone forever.
we were like, honestly, the it was like it was a moment that we had to like take a step back and be like, dude, what are we gonna do with all these solos? Like, what are we like, multiplayer? Everyone's gonna be coming in with their solo. It didn't make sense. So you'll notice now all the gotchis have the ability to shield. And I talked earlier about on another call about synergies. It was the idea of like combining your strengths with your like friendly gachis so that you can work off of each other's like the differences between your stats and stuff like that. So that was going to be like the equivalent of Solo's what do we call it? The damage boost. We're noticing that out of all the boosts Solo had, the two that were most useful were the damage and the shield. So we decided that we're going to give those to the gachis right now. And the whole point of Solo was he was supposed to be the champion, right? He's this extra thing that you collect as you progress and play the game. He's like an NFT that you can win, and there's going to be different ones. Like in Clash of Clans, you have the king and the queen and I don't know what. So we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves since we're not at the point yet that we're actually doing that. So we decided just to scrap him for now, and focus on building out the infrastructure that we need and the gameplay and making everything nice and so on.
Excellent. Yeah. Thrax, what about you? Do you have some Mechagachi updates?
Yes. I'm not going to take too much time, but essentially we're ready to test now. So we have Gachi connectivity working. We have the game essentially should be running functional. I've finished upgrading all my weapons and all my graphics and stuff like that. So next week, I think I'm going to run a playtest. I recommend anyone who wants to join, rent yourself your Gachi to a hot wallet in case something is broken or weird. And let's, yeah, shoot each other with mechs.
Playtest soon?
Yeah, man, next week for sure. I'll drop a link to the Discord server in
All
the
right.
chat.
Awesome. Let's see, anything in the chat? Nope. Still just. I think that's all we got, guys. Unless anyone else has anything else. And there's the Mechagachi's Discord. Yeah, get in there if you haven't yet.
Yeah,
But
true. No, I don't like. I think like that should be. We have that functionality. So anytime that you are connecting to something new and you don't know what's going on, you don't know, man. It could be broken. It could be malicious. You don't know. So it's better to rent to yourself and use the protections that we've built. I mean, they're awesome protections. I haven't seen them anywhere else, though.
Yeah, in the future with the Avagachi ecosystem wallet, you can sign in with your email, and then you'll be able to link a MetaMask to that wallet, and then you can just play the game with, as long as you're not actually trying to like make any transactions to your Gachi, like pet it or do anything with it. You can read from the blockchain and be able to like use your Gachi in a game. So that's also going to be a cool option.
The lore is so on point, man. That's so good. We got to keep you away from the cider, man.
I'm not a drinker much, but did enjoy a glass of whiskey with the father-in-law tonight.
Nice.
Whiskey
But
Dan.
not much of a drinker.
This is what happens if you do become a drinker.
Yeah, exactly.
it's parallel universe, Dan. Like, yeah, cider Dan. All the attacks were like with the beer mugs, right? All the animations.
Yeah. He throws beer on you basically. He's got the like
Splash damage and
the splash one that comes from the top. It's like a giant one, and he's got the he slides like the beers in every direction, sort of hitting everything. It was fun working on that. That like the VFX for that specifically, like making the bullet the actual beer, the beer mug. We did that for a couple of the weapons. We made our own like unique VFX, like anything where like you had to like it was the what was it? The grenades. Yeah, we had to make custom bullets for that, as well as the godlike black portal mage axe. He does sort of like a Kratos throw where it goes and it comes back. So we had to create a custom bullet for that. It was fun working on the animations, the timing and stuff.
Awesome, man. Honestly, I can't wait to play. I've been, observing the making of, but now I just want to like get my hands on it, kind of knock it out. So, looking forward to that.
Awesome, dude. Yeah,
Yes,
should be
sir.
coming soon. Like I said, we'll be dropping a link as soon as it's ready.
Excellent. Anybody got anything else? I mean, are we calling this early or what? You want to sing a song? You want to like do some karaoke? No.
I'm good on my side unless people want to chat a little bit more about the collaterals. I mean, I think what are there any strong opinions, yes or no, or any middle ground that we'd like to find with that? Because I think it is something we're going to make a prop for fairly soon. Like I said, exactly what the next step of making them collateral backed is going to be on Geist. I don't think we need to answer that immediately. We do have some ideas on how we can do that, but I'm not sure if it needs to be answered immediately. If we,
I
if we're
kind
going
of
to be
missed the
bridging the
conversation
gotchas.
about
Oh,
that.
okay.
I know you guys were talking about it earlier, but I had to keep going back and forth. My whole thing is that was like one of my favorite parts about Avagachi is that it
Yeah.
was such a simple premise. It made sense. It was a great hook. It's a great like way to explain it to other people that have no idea what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a lot of difficulty like telling people what it is I do.
Yeah. Exactly,
So
and that's my point too. Is that right now I feel like the collaterals, because they're not our ecosystem's token, they're like Ave's token, and we don't really get much benefit from locking up a bunch of tokens in our gotchis. It's kind of like it always has been kind of like a gimmick. We wanted it to be more, but we've over the years we just haven't been able to find any like fun use cases for them. So, but I 100% agree that the premise of a yield bearing crypto pet is really really cool, and it's like a super simple idea to get out there and help educate people about what Avagachi is in like one line. So if we have that as like our North Star as a project and say we want to be a yield bearing crypto pet, and we have games and we have this whole ecosystem, but the yield's got to come from somewhere. So instead of having it come from these A tokens, which we can't really control, what we could basically, my thought is that we can remove the A token collaterals, the links, the USDCs, whatever, replace it with Ghost, maybe a Ghost if Aave launches on Geist at some point. Even if they don't, though, we could just have Ghost as the basically the spirit force of every gotchi, and the yield. There's a couple sources where it could come from. Sequencer fees would be one. It won't be a lot. What I think is even more interesting is redirecting part of the yield from the marketplace and give that to basically people that lock up Ghost inside of their Avagachi and truly make it a yield bearing crypto pet. Like that's what I would like to see.
Are all the gotchas gonna have pink outlines, and or are they gonna keep their old looks?
No, so I think the legacy gotchis, Haunt 1 and 2, would
Those things.
basically look exactly as they do. If
Yeah.
we had a new way to create gotchis, whether it's like reviving sacrifice ones or the DAO voted on the Haunt 3,
Ooh.
those could be the ghost gotchis. But the OG ones would be the OG collaterals.
Yeah, I love that I have my ETH Gachi that like I know he's got some ETH in him. You know, like the other tokens I'm not so sure like how they're doing these days. I don't really check.
Yeah.
Aave, I don't know, Link. I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
But I know what ETH is doing, so I like that I have my ETH get that has 0.07 chilling in him.
Yeah. So yeah, you would basically, before we migrate the Avogachis to Geist, you would have the option to. There's basically two ideas. One would be to fully release the collateral and let you bridge it. We basically take all that AM WETH or whatever you have in there, take it out, and how you could go back to Aave and basically convert it, get it back out of Aave on Ethereum or Polygon, wherever it is. And option 2 would be that you need to swap it. So you can take out your old collateral, but you got to replace it on Polygon with Ghost before you can bridge it over.
That's
That
a
would
cool
be
idea.
yeah.
It's still the same value, but
Yeah. So we're not kind of
at least
undermining floor prices by like taking out part of the
it also
Gotchi's
might pump
value.
the price of Ghost too, right? If everybody's buying Ghost, converting to
It's
Ghost.
not a lot of Ghost, but I mean, yeah, it
Yeah,
could have
some.
an effect.
I like that. And then you can either keep it in for like increased benefits or take it out and do what you will with it.
Well, if we went with the option to swap it, that would be the same as the Spirit Force for the Gotchi. So you couldn't go lower than that. You could go higher, especially on Geist. Like you could put as much Ghost as you wanted into your Avogacchi. The more Ghost you put in, the more percentage of whatever yield we're able to generate for the Gotchis would go to each Gotchi. But on the Spirit Force would not be something you could get out unless you sacrifice the Gotchi.
Got it.
So yeah, I think that maybe that's the more palatable option. Maybe releasing it completely is a little bit too extreme, but in the meantime, I think before we introduce any of the conversations about yield or anything, uh, there is the intention to make Avogachis yield-bearing pets, with the ghost yield being generated basically from some form of economic activity on Geist chain, whether it's sequencer fees, bazaar marketplace fees, maybe LP fees with protocol owned liquidity. There could be a lot of different ways to generate revenue. And so it's cool that we can kind of break this into two parts. Part one is, do we want to release the collaterals and replace them with Ghost? Yes or no? So yeah, happy to entertain any other arguments or potential positions that people might take. It'd be really helpful. And the thread is over, I believe, Art or Ace started the thread over in Gachi Collateral full withdrawal. I'm really excited about the idea, just having more alignment and a tighter flywheel between Avogachis, Ghost, and the success of Geist. Like I believe that kind of this full proposal links all three of them together. And that's really exciting. But step one, we just need to get rid of and release the collaterals, basically. Cool. Well, that's all I have, friends. Any other final topics? Otherwise, we can end today's call.
I had one thought I wanted to talk about. Kinship right now is just petting, and like Transistor, I think, brought it up in the chat where it's like it doesn't really mean anything for people that just auto pet. And I
Mhm.
don't think it's possible for us to stop auto petters because it's just like a chain interaction. But I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I don't know if we even want to
Yeah,
stop auto petters.
not really. It's not an easy thing to stop. Even if we say, you can't deploy a auto petting contract on Geist, we're going to be like the way that the permissioned approvals work is that we're basically going to whitelist people's addresses to be able to deploy contracts,
Yeah,
and someone could theoretically deploy a contract, you know,
yeah.
that does auto petting with, and then we could like restrict them again, but the contract would be out there.
No, there's no point. So that brings up my second point, which is I think kinship should be tied to other things as well as we start expanding,
Yeah.
um, our functions as the Gotchiverse and games and stuff like that. Like, uh, I think competing in events, for example, should increase kinship. I think, honestly, even things like coming to DAO calls, like we're hanging out together as Gotchis, especially if you're in the Gotchiverse. I think that should increase the kinship of the Gotchi that's there. What do you think of that?
I mean, people have a vested interest in not changing kinship, so would like to hear what they think. Like the ones that have spent all the effort on kinship. I know it's a long game. Personally, I'm very open. I'd like to hear some more options for kinship in the future because it is kind of uh, I don't think like stagnant's not quite the right word because there is volatility, especially when petting bots go down and things like that. It is a game that people are playing, but it is kind of it's not the most exciting part of Avagachi for sure.
Yeah, I just feel like it's like the people that have the high kinship are established, and it's essentially just like a watch it and make sure there's nothing goes wrong game, which is not really that fun. Or like people buy kinship potions or whatever, and that's really not accessible to most people. So like if it's gonna be a game in the true sense of the word, then maybe it should be something that you can boost by just like attending events and playing games and doing the things that we want you to do with your Gachi.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing with your Gachi and petting it is great too. You should be petting your Gachi. And people floated the idea of like fishing and feeding it and things like that. But that to me sounds like just another transaction. It's not really a game. Like if there was a game involved where you fed your gachi or you tried to cook
Mhm.
something and you fed your gachi the food and then you might restore health and also kinship a little bit. That could be cool if there was a cooking game. But I don't see going and clicking to feed the gachi like just another pet basically. I don't see that being fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially once we're in the Gotchi verse, I would love to have more like we want to have kind of a Gotchi dog park area where it's literally built to like have Gotchis hanging out with each other and you're enjoying spending time with your Avagachi. So it makes sense that there should be things that you can feed your Avagachi that increase its kinship, or there's like ways to spend the kinship or the kinship goes down that those are more like an actual Tamagotchi would be. Right now kinship is very, very primitive. But I think if we're open to it as a DAO, then we can definitely explore more things to do with it. The first thing there would just be to accept: are we okay with kinship, inflation as a community? If there's ways to earn kinship potions, maybe we can make a DAO prop or something on that. Just a yes or no. If we're open to inflation as a community on kinship, then that opens the doors for a lot of different things.
Well, if you phrase it like that, it's gonna get a no.
Yeah,
But if you like, yeah,
I'm
I
just being
could see
realistic. I mean, that's what it is. I'm not.
it
It's
is,
not
yeah,
like
it is inflation. But at the same time, it's like it's not like just like rampant inflation. You know what I mean? You have to work for it. Like you're gonna have to
yeah,
go and do things and play games, and so really, it's incentivized in a way that should benefit both parties, the more involved people that are playing the games and doing the stuff, and us also.
Yeah.
Question is the money gonna vote like that?
There's a lot of things we can do if we say petting is one way, but I think we need more ways to not just to like inflate kinship and give it, but also spend it and do stuff with it to turn it actually more into like a Gachi currency. Like, for example, if you take out money from your Gachi's pocket, personally, I think that should lower the kinship. And it's like you're just taking money from your Afagachi. Your Afagachi should be pissed if you do that. We make memes about it, but it actually doesn't affect them, their state of being. But you're essentially robbing them. So if you want to get that ghost out, there's a little Gachi penalty you're gonna pay.
Actually, kind of funny. I like that.
So there's a lot of other crypto gaming projects out there that don't have DAOs and they just do these changes because they think they're the right thing to do. And as the kind of creator, but also kind of custodian of the project, we do have a lot of ideas. Sometimes we also have limited bandwidth, and we're not gonna bring every idea that we have to the table just because to fight for an idea in the DAO does take a lot of effort. So sometimes if the community members if you have ideas that you believe are great, happy to work with you on them, get them in a format that is like more of give some inspiration, but we can't try and fight for every single idea that we have, because there are a lot of different competing interests, and rightfully so. People have invested money into this, and that's why we have a great community, because part of it is we do have a DAO that is able to make changes, but at the same time we have to be cognizant of what people have invested into that and into those, while at the same time, if we can't become too much like San Francisco where everything is just NIMBY. If we get to that point, then we're basically fucked. It's like nothing will ever be able to change, and we're just gonna keep doing the same rituals over and over again.
Preach, Coder Dan.
Anyways, friends, great call. And Thrax, do you want to make a topic on kinship? Let's see what people think that are not in the chat here.
Yeah, sounds good, man. We'll do.
Cool.
Excellent. Okay, well, I guess that's it. Awesome call today, guys. And thank you everybody for coming out. See you guys next week.
Yep. Thanks for hosting.
Peace.
Later, guys. Have a good one.
Yes,
Take it
sir.
easy, guys.
Peace out, friends.